Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 15, and the opening minutes for the episode. We're going to be looking at these opening minutes and breaking them down because it's pretty cool. I like it. It gives us a good introduction of Princess's character. We saw a little bit of her at the end of last episode. It was like one line. And just from that one line, though, you can see she has a lot of, charisma. Very outgoing and stuff like that. And in the opening minutes, which we're going to talk about in just a second, we get to see more of that shine, as well as we get to see the plans that they have and what they're going to be doing in this episode and how Princess could potentially help. So with all that being said, obviously spoiler warning in case you haven't been caught up with The Walking Dead, go check it out and then come back to this episode. And if you are a fan of The Walking Dead, be sure to subscribe for more Walking Dead content just like this. But with all that being said, let's get into the opening minutes. Alright, so just a quick reminder, this is going to be the last episode of the for a while. Not for the season, obviously there's going to be an episode 16 as always, but for now this is going to be the last episode. So I still think a lot of big stuff could be happening in this episode that's going to set up that big finale. But in the opening minutes, we get to see the group interacting with Princess. And right off the bat, I gotta say, Princess has a great personality. She's very funny, outgoing, and we need more of that thing on The Walking Dead. I think we need more characters like that, outgoing, funny personalities. A lot of characters in The Walking Dead are very serious. There's characters here and there, and there's nothing wrong with being serious. Obviously, the zombie apocalypse, you have to be serious. And a lot of these characters have been through a lot, so I know, there's a lot of characters who are, very serious, and that's totally understandable. But I do like characters with a good personality and can bring some humor to the show, like Negan. Like, I think that's also why Negan is, even though he's a villain, he's likable because he's funny and charismatic and stuff like that. Same thing with Jerry. He's very funny. A lot of fans like Jerry. Even though he's not been on the show for that long, he's still like one of the fan favorites because I think of his personality. I mean, right off the bat as well, like when they introduced him in season 7, fans automatically like Jerry because of his personality. So a good personality can go a long way, I think. And then also here, Princess has a great personality. I'm already seeing people say that they love Princess. And, hopefully they continue on with this, give Princess a good arc on the show. And I am excited to see more of her in the future, obviously season 11 and stuff like that. And I do think she's going to be very vital in helping them potentially at the end of the Whisper War. Because it looks like she's very well trained. And we'll get to that more later on. But basically, we saw what happened. They said, she said oh my God, hi. It was the first time she saw people in a very long time. And Yumiko says, what do you want? Princess gets a little bit defensive, saying you guys were the ones yelling and causing a ruckus. Now you're acting like I'm the problem. And Ezekiel's like, we were just caught off guard. So Ezekiel is trying to be friends with her and stuff like that. And Princess says something very interesting, saying that I haven't seen anyone in over a year. So she is on her own. I kind of believe her. I know I say that because it's hard to believe anybody in the zombie apocalypse. People say they don't have a community, and they do. We've seen that before. So I don't know if she has a community or not. But she's claiming that she hasn't seen anyone in over a year. But again, she's a very smart character, I think. She's funny, has a good personality, and makes jokes, but she's also very smart, I think, because, first of all, she's very strong, and I think she knows how to survive. I mean, being on her own in this big city, if that is the case. But I think she might, the possibility of her just keeping stuff. There's always characters are always keeping stuff to themselves. You don't want to tell everybody everything the moment you meet them in a zombie apocalypse. So I still think there's more there. But I'm still excited to see exactly what's going on with this character. And yeah, Princess is a character from the comics, but again, the TV show, can change a lot. And that's sort of, I think, what they've been doing. They do change stuff here and there. They keep the storylines the same, but they do change stuff. So we'll see what direction this is going. But I am excited to see more of Princess. And Yumiko is being aggressive, which I kind of found funny. Ezekiel is trying to be friends. Eugene is just standing there, not doing anything. He's kind of in shock. And then Yumiko is sort of aggressive because Princess says, are you guys going to hurt me or something? And Yumiko says, keep pointing the gun and you'll find out. And then Yeah, that's when Ezekiel kind of steps in and tries to cool it for everybody. But Princess is this funny bit, which I was honestly laughing, which is I think a great first impression for a character when they actually make you laugh. But Princess was like, "Oh my goodness, wait, am I hallucinating?" And starts like asking him like random questions, like what's the capital of like Pennsylvania or something like that. Like she was just asking random questions. Obviously Eugene answered it because he's smart, and then like she's like, "I don't even know why I asked you that." So I don't know. It was like a little funny bit because she hasn't seen anybody in so long. She thought she was hallucinating, which I thought was kind of funny. I mean, we've seen people hallucinate before in The Walking Dead, so it's totally understandable. But her reaction to it was kind of funny. And then she kind of like covered her mouth and was like, "Okay, I'm gonna stop talking." And she just keeps laughing. So yeah, I'm liking this character already. I think she, I mean, it's only been one episode, but I'm already seeing people like her. So that's always a good thing. I think having likable characters is, especially for The Walking Dead, because the story is the characters. It really is. Like, yeah, the zombies are there, but the zombies have been there for 10 years. I think what keeps people watching are the characters and the storylines that, keeping them fresh and entertaining. But the bottom line is the characters. I think that's what, really sticks people, around for a very long time, the characters. Because we've seen people leave when certain characters die. So that's what I mean. Like, it's always characters that I think keep people around. So having good characters, having entertaining, fun characters is very important. So it looks like Princess will be one of those. And then she says this, which is really interesting. She says her name, and she says her name is Juanita, but she doesn't like going by Juanita. She likes going by Princess. And Eugene says, "Why Princess?" And then she says, "Because Queen makes her sound old and pretentious." And then it kind of cuts to Ezekiel, because obviously he calls himself king, which, she sort of just like mocked that, saying like, "I don't want to call myself queen. It makes me sound old and pretentious." And then Ezekiel just sort of standing there like, "Oh." And then Ezekiel walks up to himself. This part was a little bit funny. Ezekiel walks up and introduces himself as Ezekiel, but he was about to say King Ezekiel. Like, he paused for a moment and says King Ezekiel. Like, he was about to say King Ezekiel, and then he stops himself and just says Ezekiel. But I say King Ezekiel deserves to be called King Ezekiel. What he did for the kingdom. Like, he literally, like Yumiko said in the last episode, he built a kingdom during a zombie apocalypse. And I've always said this. Like, I always thought the kingdom was like the best community. Like, remember in season 7 when we first met the kingdom, how awesome it was. Like, you had people training and running and farming, and a lot of the communities also have that. But the way the kingdom did it was like a real town. It was really, really amazing. So I love the kingdom, and I don't know if we're ever gonna get it back, because it was in season 9 when it got destroyed, and I don't think we will. But again, it's too early to tell. I mean, they just sort of ignored it. That's why I'm kind of like on the edge about it. Like, I don't know if we're gonna get back to the kingdom, because they just haven't been talking about it. But again, they've been caught up with the whispers, so maybe after all the whispers, they would go back. But then again, they're gonna be caught up with the Commonwealth afterwards. So we'll see. But just the bottom line is, I love the kingdom. So I wanted to mention that. But after that, Eugene or Princess offers them like supplies and stuff, being very friendly. And that's what I mean, like very friendly. They're not gonna believe her right away. But I like her, I do believe her. But she offers them supplies and wants to be friends. And then Eugene says they have a mission and Princess wants to join. And then Yumiko once again says no, we don't know her. And Yumiko is right, that's how you have to be in the zombie apocalypse. Because too many times they have trusted people, Dante, cough, cough, and it just goes wrong. So after Dante, they're going to be skeptical of anybody. So it totally makes sense, But then we have these walkers, like it's a bunch of walkers behind them, coming up to them. And then Princess says, "Look, I can watch how helpful I can be," and just kills all the walkers from far away. Great aim. It was really impressive, I gotta say. But then all the horses ran away, which kind of sucks, because horses and The Walking Dead don't go together. Too many horses get eaten. We saw what happened to Ezekiel's horse last episode. So I know I don't want these horses to die. I really don't. Like that scene was so sad. Ezekiel putting down his horse, and every time a horse gets eaten on The Walking Dead, it's sad. So hopefully they get these horses back. But yeah, the horses just all ran away. I mean, Princess killed all the walkers, so that's okay. But yeah, Eugene and Yumiko's horse both just like sort of booked it after they heard the gunfire. I mean, there's only 4 walkers though, so you could argue that maybe they shouldn't, princess shouldn't have shot. But I think she was just trying to like show off her skill, because the aim was pretty good, because the walkers were like all the way down the street, so that aim was pretty good. And then princess says like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I just apologize to them for doing that." And that is where the opening minutes ends off. But I do think Princess will help them during the Whisper War. I do think, because in the trailer we even saw them, you know, hanging out and walking together and stuff like that. So I think I'm super interested in Princess's character. I really am. It was a great introduction, a very interesting character that I want to see more of, and that's always a good thing. So let me know what you think about Princess in the comments down below. Do you like her? What do you want to see from her? What do you think is going to happen? And what do you think she's up to? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. But again, those were the opening minutes, so I am gonna wrap it up there for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. If you want more Walking Dead videos like this, be sure to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, guys, and please stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys soon.